A woman saw your hospital ID and is afraid to tell you what she knows. Archangel Michael says, what she saw that day wasn't ordinary. She never meant to come close to you, but that moment in the hallway changed everything. The badge hanging from your coat caught her eye, and the truth behind it is something she wishes she could forget. She hasn't slept peacefully since that encounter. Every time she shuts her eyes, your name echoes in her ears, as though someone from above is reminding her that silence has a cost. You may not even remember her face, but she remembers yours with razor-sharp clarity. There is a reason she's staying away, and it's not guilt, it's fear. She's afraid not because of what you did, but because of what she discovered. Something about your hospital ID is tied to an incident much deeper than paperwork or patient records. If you noticed how she froze when she saw your ID, you were not imagining it. It wasn't just shock, it was a silent scream, smothered beneath calm eyes and tight lips. She's not ready to speak, but that silence is starting to crumble under pressure. Type Amen to get blessing 147. Your name was on that badge, but that name connects to another file. That file, buried, classified, accessed only by emergency override, was not supposed to be found by someone like her. But she was curious. And now she's terrified. She was only there for her sister, who had a mild allergic reaction. She had no business in that corridor, no reason to glance left where your ID had accidentally dropped. And yet, she picked it up, thinking she was doing the right thing. When her fingers touched your name and number, something pulsed inside her chest. A cold wave swept through her, and a strange vision came to her, one she hadn't seen since childhood. A glimpse of pain, of hidden truth, and someone crying in a white room. This was no ordinary ID badge. It carried something with it, energy, memory, or a spiritual residue that clings to you for a reason. And now, a woman who barely knows you is carrying that weight like a ticking time bomb. Type Amen to get blessing 398. She has tried to forget it, to write it off as anxiety. But every time she walks past that hospital wing again, her body stiffens and her throat locks. There's something about your presence that refuses to be ignored. She asked around casually, hoping for innocent answers. But the responses were too careful, too brief. One nurse quickly changed the topic. Another pretended she never heard the question. Why is everyone avoiding your name? Why do seasoned doctors step away when your record comes up on the system? She tried to search it herself but was logged out mid-query with a message she didn't understand. Access sealed by Internal Protocol 223. That message wasn't ordinary. And neither is the force watching over you. There is something heavenly guarding your identity, but there's also something dark following those who try to unravel it. Type Amen to get blessing 764. She saw more than just an ID. In the hour that followed, her phone began glitching. Her photos turned black. Her sister, out of nowhere, began mumbling your name in her hospital bed while in semi-sleep. The woman ran. Not out of weakness, but instinct. Something told her she had brushed too close to a realm she wasn't invited to explore. Her breathing changed. Her sense of time warped. And she began seeing signs. Your name on billboards, in magazines, even on TV. This is no coincidence. Her encounter was not random. She was meant to see your badge, meant to feel that energy, but only to deliver a message she's too frightened to give. Every time she tries to write you a note, the pen drops from her hand. Every voice message she records mysteriously deletes. She even tried mailing a letter anonymously, but the envelope returned with no address found, despite being correct. Type Amen to get blessing 528. Archangel Michael says, "This woman was chosen to cross your path, but her soul wasn't prepared. That's why she hesitates, trembling in the background of your story. She holds a key but has not yet found the courage to place it in your hand. There is something ancient inside you. It may be asleep, but she woke it by mistake. That is why the air grows thick when you enter the room, why even machines seem to short out near your presence. You were not born to be like the others. Even your hospital record is not a record, it's a prophecy encrypted by beings far beyond this dimension. Only a few will ever understand what that truly means. And this woman, shaken, quiet, distant, was given a glimpse of that realm. But what she saw scared her. Not because of evil, but because of the magnitude of the divine truth hovering over you." Type Amen to get blessing 994. She has dreams now. Dreams of you speaking to a crowd, holding someone's hand, standing in light while thunder rolled behind you. Her body shakes when she wakes, but she remembers every detail. Your ID wasn't just a name tag. It was a gate, a portal that pulsed once she held it. The moment she picked it up, she crossed into your orbit and was changed forever. Her heart knows she must return and speak, but a force greater than fear is holding her back. She keeps feeling like she'll be watched or followed if she tries to reveal anything. Your energy, your destiny, it's loud, even in silence. And that energy is now entangled with hers in a strange karmic loop that neither of you intended but both must now face. Type Amen to get blessing 212. People are talking about her now, whispering things they shouldn't know. They say she's been behaving strangely, forgetting things, hearing whispers. But the only voice she truly hears is yours. Even though you've never spoken to her. She never believed in angels, until now. Because what touched her that day wasn't human. It was the presence of something high above, something watching over you with unrelenting attention. You must understand, the ID was a trigger. Your very existence carries codes embedded into daily objects, symbols of who you are. You've been placed there for a greater calling, and she accidentally peeked behind that veil. That is why Archangel Michael is urging you to stay vigilant now. You are being watched, protected, and monitored, for a reason. Not because you're in danger, but because your moment of truth is approaching. Type Amen to get blessing 641. Comment now if you feel this message vibrating in your soul. Many won't understand, but the ones who do, they already know who you are. The woman has seen enough. She's now deciding whether to flee forever, or return and deliver what she knows. That decision will shape your next 24 hours. If she chooses to come back, it won't be in person. She'll leave something. Maybe a note. Maybe a coded object. Or maybe a white envelope with nothing inside but a name only you can recognize. You might receive this by mail, by door, by surprise delivery. When it arrives, you'll feel your hands tingle. That's how you'll know it's connected to her, and to your divine story. Type Amen to get blessing 330. Your hospital file may not have medical notes. It may contain coordinates, sacred times, angelic instructions, and ancient knowledge hidden in plain view. That's why your access is sealed. The name she saw linked to yours was not another patient. It was a figure, a guardian, a celestial being, assigned to your life since birth. That's what terrified her most. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. You don't just wear that ID, you carry the destiny of multiple souls. Some will awaken because of your light. Others will break because of your reflection. That's why this story must continue, and that's why she may return. She was only supposed to glance, but fate made her linger. And now, your divine timeline has shifted because one stranger crossed into your sacred circle. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The woman can no longer ignore the pulse of truth running beneath her skin. She sits in silence every night, scribbling half-sentences she never dares to send. Words like, "You're not who they think you are," and "Your ID is marked," leak from her pen before the fear strikes again. Each day she walks by the hospital entrance but never steps in. A force seems to block her path, as if unseen guards are posted near the glass doors. And yet, she feels called every morning, drawn by something not of this earth. Archangel Michael says she is part of a divine loop you activated unknowingly. She is not your enemy. She is your mirror in this one spiritual layer, witnessing what few are allowed to see. But her courage is being tested by forces she cannot name. People have started watching her. Her phone gets strange calls with silence on the other side. One voice whispered your name once, then hung up. Type Amen to get blessing 623. She's seen a shadow near her car. It doesn't move like a person, it flickers, like a distortion in time. Her pets refuse to go near her when she holds anything connected to your ID. Last night, her room went completely cold, though the windows were shut. She woke up to find a white feather by her pillow, a symbol that made her cry without understanding why. She's seeing angelic signs, though no one around her believes her anymore. She wrote your name in a notebook and placed it under her pillow, hoping for clarity. That night she dreamt of a hospital room with no walls, just light and echoes of your voice. Someone is coming to her. A man in a dark suit with knowledge of classified files. He is not from law enforcement, but he speaks like someone who protects secret truths. He asked her if she saw your badge. She lied. He knew. Type Amen to get blessing 377. The woman's health has begun to decline, not physically, but spiritually. She says her chest feels heavier every day she holds back what she knows. Her dreams are warning her now, telling her she doesn't have long to stay silent. There is urgency pressing into her life. She keeps hearing the phrase, "The window is closing." The more she waits, the more danger coils around her decision. A spiritual clock is ticking in her energy field. Her destiny is entangled with yours because of that one encounter. You weren't meant to meet, but fate overruled design, and now, a correction must happen. She's trying to pass the message to you another way. She's writing a phrase in chalk near the hospital parking zone. Look for a phrase you recognize from your own past. It will be in her handwriting. Type Amen to get blessing 101. Something about your ID links to a room that no longer exists. The file connected to your name disappeared from the system 5 years ago, yet someone reactivated it last month. She knows this, because she accidentally accessed it. Inside that file, there were no test results, only photos, a building, a circle of people, a child's drawing, and one name, yours, in red letters. When she saw it, her heart skipped. She believes you're part of something bigger. She's not sure if it's government, divine, or otherworldly. But the fact that the system deleted her login history after that proves the file wasn't for mortal eyes. There is an invisible war happening between light and shadows, and your hospital ID is a code that activates something sacred. She wasn't meant to touch it, but now she carries the weight of forbidden awareness. Type Amen to get blessing 582. Archangel Michael says, prepare. A transfer of knowledge is near, and you will be the receiver. She will not speak directly, but you will find her message hidden in something small, a card, a pen, a disposable cup, or a folded tissue. It won't be loud. It won't be obvious. But your soul will burn when you touch it. That's how you'll know the message came from her, and that it is the piece of truth you've been missing. Your life is surrounded by veils. Most people don't see past the first. She saw the third, and it nearly broke her. But she's being held by angels now, slowly pushed toward the courage she needs to reach you. You may soon hear someone whisper your name in a public space. Don't look around. Keep walking. That whisper is a signal. She's near, and she's trying to time her moment carefully. Type Amen to get blessing 919. She knows if she waits too long, the opportunity will vanish. A timeline is closing. An event on the 14th will lock in a decision. If she doesn't deliver the truth before then, it will take another 7 years to realign the portal. There are others watching this unfold. Some in human form, others not. These beings do not want the message to reach you. But Archangel Michael is fighting beside you, ensuring the light remains dominant. You may feel tired. You may feel watched. But you are protected. This test is not meant to harm you. It's meant to reveal your true essence. And that woman, the one who saw too much, holds the final piece of evidence you didn't know was missing. Type Amen to get blessing 287. If she chooses bravery, you'll know soon. But even if she retreats, Archangel Michael will redirect the message. One way or another, your soul will receive the transmission. There's something you once lost in that hospital, a memory, an object, or a truth. She holds a clue to its return. She just doesn't realize how deep your story really goes. Now is not the time to fear. You are in alignment with something divine. The badge, the ID, the meeting, it was all staged in celestial timing. Everything she knows, you once knew too. But it was sealed away for your protection. The seal is now breaking. Type Amen to get blessing 434. Archangel Michael is standing over both of you now. He is whispering strength into her and preparing your heart to receive the unspeakable. When your hand touches what she leaves behind, your body will respond with a vibration like electricity. Don't resist it. That sensation is confirmation. You are not forgotten. You are not crazy. You are chosen. And her role, though unplanned, is sacred. Let the truth arrive. Don't block it. Even if it frightens you. Even if it sounds unreal. It's part of your divine script. Type Amen to get blessing 71. She never wanted to be involved. But fate does not ask for permission when the sacred path has been chosen. And now, her hands, though trembling, are carrying the seed of a truth meant only for you. She has tried to speak to others, but their eyes glaze over. They dismiss her with polite nods or nervous smiles, as if her words are just wild dreams. But she knows what she saw, and your name has become the center of a storm that hasn't even fully begun. Last night, she received a vision. It wasn't a dream. It was a spiritual visitation. In it, you were surrounded by symbols she couldn't comprehend, medical codes, strange angelic languages, a circle of lights forming around your chest. She awoke to find her heart racing and her palms sweating. In that moment, a feather floated across the room, even though no windows were open. A divine confirmation that her path had been altered, and that you are no ordinary person. Type Amen to get blessing 540. Archangel Michael says, you are being reawakened for a reason. You were sent to earth with a veil over your memory, but the events unfolding now are peeling that veil away. Slowly, powerfully, permanently. The woman is remembering more. Not just about your ID, but about a past life that's beginning to bleed into her dreams. She's starting to see herself not just as a bystander, but as someone who was once deeply connected to your soul in another realm. You and she walked side by side before, possibly in robes of light, working in a healing temple beyond this physical dimension. That memory was locked until the moment she picked up your badge. And now the gate between timelines has cracked. The present is being rewritten by the echoes of what was once divine union. Type Amen to get blessing 303. Every time she tries to ignore it, something pulls her back. She has tried throwing away the paper where she wrote your name, but it returns. Once in her mailbox, once tucked into her car visor, once mysteriously placed in the pages of a book she never opened. She cannot run anymore. Her soul is begging to complete the task, even if her mind is still afraid. And soon, she will surrender. You will know when the moment arrives. It will be a quiet shift in the air, a sudden urge to look over your shoulder, or a breeze in a closed room that smells faintly of jasmine. That's the signal. She will be near, unseen, but ready. Type Amen to get blessing 666. There is another layer to this story, one you haven't fully seen yet. When you were younger, there was an incident that no one ever spoke of again. A memory that felt misplaced. A time you were in the hospital but can't remember why. That day is the key to everything. That's the event your ID is spiritually tied to. That's the moment she accidentally tapped into when she saw your name. And now, fragments of your forgotten truth are rushing toward you like waves. You may begin seeing flashes of light, of symbols, of names you've never heard but somehow remember. Don't fear it. Let them come. They are the puzzle pieces returning to you. Type Amen to get blessing 829. The woman will try one final time. She's decided to deliver the message not in words, but in an item. A symbolic object she'll leave somewhere in your path. Perhaps it will be in the hospital lounge, or a waiting room, or beneath your office chair. It will seem ordinary at first glance, a photograph, a sealed envelope, a charm. But your spirit will react the moment you see it. It will feel like time pausing. In that moment, say nothing. Just take it. Hold it close. It was meant for you. Archangel Michael says, your assignment is larger than most can understand. This ID badge, the one that triggered all of this, was more than hospital access. It was divine clearance. You carry healing codes that were once sealed by ancient councils. And now, the seal is weakening. Type Amen to get blessing 155. She saw something on the back of your badge. Something scratched into the plastic. It wasn't a number. It wasn't a barcode. It was a word, one she didn't recognize at first. But later, she found it again, in a dream. The word glowed in silver light. It pulsed as if alive. She heard your voice saying it like a whisper through water. When she woke, the word was burned into her memory, though she has never spoken it aloud. You will know what it means when you see it again. It's not from Earth. It's from your origin. The place you came from before time folded. This woman was a vessel. But you are the chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 442. The moment is approaching when silence will no longer serve her. She will either pass the torch, or disappear from your story forever. But she will leave the sign. And you must be the one to recognize it. Everything has been set into motion. The watchers have been activated. The protectors are in place. The interference is weakening. And you are awakening. The woman is not the ending of this story. She is the messenger. And what comes next will make everything she risked worth it. Type Amen to get blessing 387. She never wanted this kind of power in her hands. But from the moment she touched your hospital ID, her life became intertwined with something celestial. Her heartbeat now dances with divine timing, as if counting down to an unseen arrival. There is a pressure around her now, like the walls of her world are shifting. Every mirror she passes reflects a face that looks slightly different, like her spirit is shedding layers of her old identity. She feels like a messenger trapped between timelines. She walked past the hospital again last night. This time, she stopped. She didn't go in, but she stood at the glass door, holding a small object wrapped in a handkerchief. A nurse came close. She hesitated, then walked away. She isn't ready, yet, but the divine is whispering louder. She's being nudged to act soon. Because there is something time-sensitive attached to what she knows. If you don't receive it before the 8th day from now, the gate will close, and the next chance will not come for years. Type Amen to get blessing 772. Archangel Michael says, what is meant for you cannot be taken, but it can be delayed. And delay, in divine timing, is sometimes more dangerous than denial. That's why urgency now surrounds her every breath. She keeps hearing ringing in her ears. Not constant, but sudden. As if she's being tuned to a frequency only certain souls can hear. That frequency is your calling, and her spirit is your antenna right now. Even strangers are beginning to feel something. A cashier told her, you seem like you're carrying a message. She didn't reply, but her hands shook for an hour afterward. She has begun marking symbols in a notebook. Ones she doesn't remember learning. Circles, lines, numbers, names. One of the names she wrote, without understanding it, was the name of your childhood caretaker. Type Amen to get blessing 390. That's how deep this runs. The past is bleeding into now. And through her, truths buried for decades are trying to resurface. A man will soon approach her. He's not from your life, but he will mention your name. He's part of the second circle, those who were once assigned to protect the gate your soul came through. He'll ask her one question. If she answers truthfully, the next phase begins. You may feel something strange happen that day. A cold breeze in a warm room, a flickering light, an unexpected emotional wave. That will be your signal. Something is shifting. And shortly after, the message will reach you. She won't give it directly. It will come through something ordinary. A wrapped object. A torn note. A flash drive. Type Amen to get blessing 564. Archangel Michael says, prepare your spirit. When the message arrives, your DNA will react. You may cry, or feel dizzy, or remember something that was never told to you but always felt familiar. This is what spiritual remembrance looks like. It's not loud, it's deep. It vibrates from your soul outward, and it doesn't need proof because your soul already knows. You've been asking for answers without knowing the questions. And now, the answers are finding their way back through the one woman who didn't ask for this, but accepted it anyway. She is scared, but she is faithful, not to a religion, but to the strange knowing in her heart that what she carries is no longer hers to hide. Type Amen to get blessing 120. She has placed something inside an envelope. Not your name, but a drawing. A symbol she saw glowing behind you in a dream. You'll recognize it even if you don't understand it yet. That is the mark of soul memory. That envelope will pass hands. It may even get lost once, but it will return, because the message inside is encoded with light and intent, and no darkness can block it forever. You will hold it soon. You'll think it's a mistake, but your fingers will tremble when you touch it, because your soul will remember what your mind has forgotten. Type Amen to get blessing 931. She may vanish after the message is delivered. Some messengers do. Their only purpose is to awaken others, then step back into silence. You must honor that. Do not chase. Do not question. Just receive. What is coming to you was crafted long before your birth. The badge, the meeting, the energy, it was all orchestrated. You are not just a healer. You are a gatekeeper. You are someone whose presence shifts timelines, whose silence carries weight. And that's why your identity had to be hidden, until now. Let her come. Let her deliver. And then, let your light rise to meet what destiny has patiently been waiting to hand you. Type Amen to get blessing 316. You will feel the shift in your body. Some part of your past pain may reawaken briefly, not to punish you, but to release the final layer of what's been trapped. Let it move through you. Let the emotions come. You don't need to understand it all. You only need to be open. And when the envelope or the object reaches your hand, say these words in your heart: I remember. I receive. I rise. Then, wait. The next instruction will follow, not from her, but from within you. Type Amen to get blessing 801. This woman's role is complete when you rise into yours. And her pain, her fear, her silent struggle, all of it will transmute into divine peace the moment you awaken. Archangel Michael stands near her now, whispering courage, shielding her from doubt. And he stands near you too, steadying your soul for what comes next. Watch for the sign. Feel the pull. Receive the object. Let your light speak. Type Amen to get blessing 333.